各位观众朋友们，大家好，欢迎收看我们现场面对面，由我马健来为今天我们今天很高兴也很难过的，请到了我们在侨界当初发生的这个重大的刑难的蓝光裕夫妇的事件，我们今天请到了蓝光裕的儿子 Richard Lam 来告诉我们这个过去这3年来这个案子的进展。这个案子对我们华人是非常的心情很沉重来讨论这个事情。Richard, how are you?
Doing okay.
Do you go by Richard or Rich?
Richard, whichever is easier. I mean, most people just call me Rich now, just for ease.
Rich, this is very heavy-hearted for both of us. I'm sure it's hard for you. Like I said, I was telling the audience that this really resonated with our community. Your parents are very well known in wildlife. They've done a lot of charitable work. They were the epitome of the American dream. As immigrants from Taiwan, they scraped hand and foot and they worked hard and built what they have. And I don't know if all our audience knows what happened. Could you tell us what happened in 2018? The crime, the perpetrators. Could you give us a little rundown really quick?
Bottom line, the system failed us. So one of the three was supposed to be serving a 30-year sentence, and he got out in 3 years. He was paroled for, quote unquote, good behavior and finishing some programs in prison, and it only being his first offense. The thing is, it's the first chargeable offense. Who knows how many times he's done it before where he robbed people. But anyways, that night, the three individual, I guess maybe even weeks before, they were already plotting and planning. They had already hit up. I read another article that said that they robbed somebody else a week before, and they stole somebody else's car from another home. So the vehicle that they parked in front of the neighborhood was not even their own vehicle. It was a vehicle that they stole. They destroyed the surveillance camera in the home. They destroyed the hard drives. Luckily, the neighborhood had a camera at the gate that caught their face. Otherwise, I don't know, they still might be out there. It happened on, I guess they had broken in on January 11th, and for 2 days, they kept coming in and out of the home using my dad's car to come in and out of the gate because he has a gate opener. This blatant disrespect to their body. Not only did they, beat them up and, you could take their stuff, great. Have a little bit more respect for life. And then now, after they've been caught, I can see in the videos whenever the reporters were asking, and they show remorse. I think they only feel sorry because they got caught. Otherwise, they would feel like kings because they took down easy targets that had a lot of money.
Rich, okay, 各位观众，这个对我来说是很难讨论这件事情。但是 Rich 刚刚讲的是说，美国的这个 system， 美国这个系统法律跟这个法治系统失败了，对我们纳税人、对我们平民老百姓、对我们公民，并没有尽到他的责任。在2018年的1月11号，蓝光裕夫妇跟蓝光裕跟蓝晶晶在回家，在 Spring， 在我们说西北区一个非常好的住宅区，在这个进入住宅区是有一个电动的铁门，要有这个开关才能进去。这3个嫌犯 ，the three perpetrators 已经跟踪了很久了。在之前，这3个嫌疑犯，其中已经有犯过刑事，而且是交保出来，应该是在监狱里面的，但是他出来。而且之前他们已经抢劫过另外一个受害者，他们在犯案的时候开的就是之前偷来的车子，他们跟踪了很多天，然后在蓝光裕夫妇回家的时候，他们躲在草丛旁边，等他们进入家里之后进去把他们绑起来，不只是劫财，他们还torture，等于是绑起来，然后殴打、折磨了好多天，而且最可恨的是，在办完案，他们这个犯下这个凶杀案之后， 谋杀了蓝光裕夫妇之后，他们能够大摇大摆的在这个他们的房子进出了很多天2天，他们对他们的尸体视于无睹，他们开着蓝光裕的车子到处逍遥，然后唯一的原因抓到他们是一个社区的大门有摄像器，录到了他们的这个脸，所以才抓到。那我们今天为什么在3年后的今天，我们为什么还要讨论这个事情？因为这已经超过3年。It's been more than 3 years. In a few months, it will be 4 years.
Genuinely 4 years.
There is still no progress. I understand there's COVID in the last year and a half. But this, like you said from the beginning of the show, the system has failed us. How has it failed us? Why is one of the perpetrators out on bond? Why is Eric Peralta out on bond?
That's a question that the DA's office and the judge will probably have to answer, because what I've heard is that it's part of the Texas Constitution, and until that they've been tried for their crimes, they have an opportunity after 60 days. There's only a certain circumstances, like if they're being charged with domestic violence, or there's 2 other circumstances where there's going to be a no bond holding, but they can only go 60 days without bond. I mean, they said that the fact that it's gone 3 years is, quite a long time already. And my question to them was like, why not set it at $1 million? Because this is a violent crime. And not only that, it's a double homicide, not just a regular homicide, double homicide. So that was my question to the DA, and it says, well, we have to follow the Constitution, the Texas Constitution, and there's criminal procedures. There's a lot of red tape that they have to move around. I understand it's probably not the prosecutors and the DA's fault because of all these regulations, but these laws need to change.
Rich 跟我们讨论就说，我们今天为什么会来，快要4年了，然后案子没有进展，一是因为我们这个疫情。但是重要的是说，这3个嫌犯里面，其中有一位在9月10号的时候已经交出了35万的保释金，放出来了。问题在这里 ，Richard 问了检察官跟这个 District Attorney， 为什么能放出来？而且为什么这个保释金的这个金额这么低？因为这不只是一件凶案，这是一个双重凶杀案，而且包括的这是 capital murder， 包括的是事先意图谋杀劫财，而且还有折磨、绑起来殴打。这是非常严重的刑案，而且你放出来，这已经证实了这3位里面之前已经犯过案，他们在缴保释期间继续在犯案，在我们这个休斯顿市，在 Harris County 常常有这个问题。那检察官是跟Rich解释说，这是我们德州的宪法，对不对？就是有保障。那表示说法律是保障的是受害者，还是保障的犯罪者 ？Does the law protect the perpetrators, criminals? Does it protect victims of violent crimes? This is a capital murder. These folks, this person gets to enjoy spending time with his family, while you and your family will never see a chance again. The way we look at it is, a lot of these cases, district attorneys, prosecutors, they're humans. When there's a lot of public attention, when there's a lot of media spotlight on them, then they end up doing the right thing. In this case, it's the Asian community, because the victims are Asian, because we're the silent minority, we're the model minority, because we don't have ACLU, we don't have the Southern Poverty Law Center to speak for us, we don't have a reverend to lead a march. Is that why that we're victimized again? We already have been. I mean, this is a horrific violent crime. There's no doubt or black or white, even though the investigation has been dragged out for 4 years. Essentially, these 3 perpetrators have all the, okay, let's not implicate the case, but we know that, 各位观众，你到外面，你可以找到这些证据跟线索，就是很明显的，这是黑与白，看得出来，就是这3个嫌犯是这个很证实，这个证据是很多的。那今天讲的就是。在美国，这种重大的刑案，如果有很多这个媒体的关注，或者是某一个社区会有去游行、去示威，会有这个关注，那这个检察官可能也会做出比较公平的这个决定。今天是因为我们是华人，因为我们华人社区，我们不会去游行，我们不会去吵闹，我们不会去 我们没有一个这个团结的力量，我们去替这个受害者伸张公义，所以今天他们觉得这是双重伤害，觉得这个受害者等于在我们的权益再一次的被践踏。That means that our rights are your family's pain is being stepped on again and again after it happened. I mean, 4 years. Rich, what can we do as a community, as concerned citizens, as people that know your parents, of what they've done, the charitable works they've done, even as someone that doesn't know them? What can we do?
Well, first we have to kind of relate and understand we are all in our mindset thinking we are the visitor here. We all think that we are guests, so we shouldn't complain. We shouldn't, fight back with the system. We should be compliant. And, we have this opportunity here that was given to us for, coming to this country and then build our home here, build our future. But that can't be farther from the truth because we all have rights. We all have rights and we need to exercise those rights. Now my life is completely flipped upside down. I feel so bad that I won't be able to fulfill my duties as a son. I can't take care of them in their late years. I didn't even get to say goodbye properly, I feel so bad that they never got to enjoy the fruits of their labor. They were 61 years old, so close to retirement. They never even got to retire. Everybody always thinking, oh, I want to go, to the beach here. I want to retire. I want to have a nice house, whatever else. They have dreams. They had dreams. I had dreams. My sister had dreams. Everybody in this whole country has dreams. You know what also? There's people that don't follow the laws. They have their own dreams of taking that from us. And, the criminal justice system, they don't protect us. They protect the criminals. They give them more rights than we do. The murderous animals, they have more rights and more amenities than homeless Americans out there. They get 3 meals a day in jail. They get bed, they get AC, they get heating, they get dental care, medical, pharmaceuticals, a psychologist to evaluate. They get everything, all because of the taxpayer dollars. And I'm just, a lot of times we say, oh, I'm just so glad that is not us. But you know what? One of those times it's going to happen to you too. You're going to know somebody that might be related to that person that was victimized. And we just can't remain silent. The case that brings up in my mind is the 1960s case of Kitty Genovese, where people saw this woman being murdered in a street. And 38 people saw her and heard her getting murdered, and they turned a blind eye. They can hear her screaming for bloody murder, save me, save me, save me. But nobody did anything. The same thing was happening too. Whenever somebody has died or there's been a miscarriage of justice or there's injustice, and we kind of just sit back and watch the news and just say, oh, that sucks. I'm just kind of glad that that's not us. Well, I'm kind of living proof that it can't happen to you.
This apathy is eroding our society. It's creating a bigger divide to have and have nots. The penal system, the penal code, and the criminal justice system has always been a problem. We understand maybe the drug laws maybe have this proportionately incarcerated certain sectors of our society or population. But that doesn't apply here. This is a double murder. 各位观众 ，Rich 跟他姐姐跟他的父母，他们都各自有他们的梦想。蓝光裕夫妇辛苦了一辈子，移民来到美国，连退休享受他们退休的日子都没有。他们的梦想被剥削了。这3个罪犯，他们的梦想是什么？他们想要不劳而获，他们想要谋财害命。Rich 开始讲了，你要抢钱你可以抢钱，但是你为什么要杀害别人？而且杀害别人之后，为什么这么践踏一个人类最基本的尊重，能够在他折磨这么久？我们谁知道当时到底有多么的残忍，多么的残酷？既然是这么残酷，这么残忍，那为什么还能够放他出来？各位，我希望大家能够，如果有问题，你们可以 email 给我，或到本台。我会告诉你住的哪一区，你应该写信或打电话给你的 Congressman， 你的国会议员，或者给你的州议员，一定要反映给这些选出来的 public servant， 因为他们代表是你的权益。 你要反映出这个声音，因为你相信我，如果这个事情是发生在别的种族，如果是发生在某些社区上，他们一定会团结起来。因为刚刚就讲的没有错，你不要以为这不会发生在你身上。我们平常看电视、看新闻，觉得哇，好可怜，好惨。但是这种事情在现在这个社会，随时都可能发生。我们华裔是最弱势的，因为大家都知道我们努力向上，我们现金多，或是我们不想惹事，不会报警，我们不会配枪，不会反击，所以就把我们柿子是挑软的吃的。在美国这个社会，是弱肉强食。会叫的鸟儿才有虫吃。In American society, it's so different from what our parents, first generation immigrant, what they grew up with. Here, the squeaky wheels get squeezed. The fact that, I mean, in this society, you have to speak up, you have to exert and ask for your rights because it's not going to be given to you. Which goes against the Chinese Asian philosophy: be quiet, wait your turn, and obey the law. You have to speak up. So, 各位观众。你们看到 Rich， 他是过了这3年快4年才走出这个悲伤，他化悲愤为力量，回去念法学院。现在他是我们，而且他最可怜的，最讽刺的是 ，Rich 有做出他对美国的贡献。身为美国公民，他进入了陆军，到了伊拉克去服役，他为了我们这整个国家，he fulfilled his duty as an American.He didn't just reap the benefits. He gave back to this country by risking and going on tour. How many tours? We don't even know how many tours he went on. You were in the service for so long. You got out, you could just enjoy, 可以享受他的人生，但是没有，他所有的未来，他的梦想，子欲养而亲不在，他都没有得到。他今天回去念法学院，为什么？就是因为他想要继续伸张正义，他想要继续回馈，希望能够用法律。来保障所有人的权益，而不只是罪犯的权益。You go back to law school, like you said, the law could have been shifted in many ways. But the fact is that it has to protect hardworking, tax-paying citizens and not just the criminals. And that the perpetrators, what they commit is cannot be reversed. This is not something that could be paid back. You're not here to say, hey, people could ask too, if the media asks, oh, he has $350,000 to put up a bond. I mean, but why is this money not being paid? Not that you need the money, but maybe for them, that's the only way, right? So in America, financial judgment, it's what counts. Why can't he pay restitution? Or if he had this money, what is he doing murdering people? I mean, this is a farce. It is a travesty. What is your take? Where does this money come from?
I'm not sure. Maybe the family or he has friends that might have been able to put up the bond money. I mean, $35,000, which is 10% of the 350. It's not a small amount of money. So I mean,
but it's a joke. Why is the bond set at 350? I mean, that is a joke. Why is it not? I mean, there are some bonds that are set even higher for crimes that are. This is a double murder. I mean, and it's very clear. I mean, these folks basically already. I mean, the detectives, prosecutors know they have enough evidence. So, Rich, what can we do? We just have to talk to a congressman. We're gonna have a candlelight vigil. 我们有个烛光的这个晚会，希望大家能够集气，继续为蓝光裕夫妇祈祷。We'll pray for them.
November 19th.
November 19th, 10月19号，我们美南报业集团会有这个公布在新闻在报纸上，我们也会希望大家踊跃的参与。然后希望我们在开庭之前，希望大家踊跃的出庭，让美国的这个主流知道，我们华人的权益不能被践踏。我们这个事情可以发生在你我的身上。你们各位观众，有父母的，有孩子的，有家庭的，就算你孤家寡人的，你都有你爱的人。这个事情如果发生在你身上，谁会为你出声 ？If this happens to you, who will speak up for you? During the Holocaust, we've always learned that you watch everyone get taken away by the Nazis, and there's nobody else to step up and speak for you. Don't wait till that day happens, because it is coming soon. We have to do something now, and no matter what, we will never get Mr. Lam and Mrs. Lam back, but we do still need to give them. And give Rich and the sister and the rest of our community how do I say, it's not what's right, but what is fair. What being an American citizen means is what could the law be, and where is the law and order? Where did our taxpayer dollars go? Where did our contributions go? We have to show them. We have to go out there. So 各位观众 please 10月19号我们这个烛光晚会还有开庭的时候，我们也会公布，希望大家踊跃的出席，还要写信给你的 congressman 跟你的这个 state representative。我们的华裔的州议员金务，他已经有这个收集了很多这个反映了我们的民意，他已经正式的有去关切这个案情，所以如果可以的话，请大家再打给金务，让他知道这个我们这个华裔社区对这件事情的关注。Rich, thank you for doing this. I know it's very hard for you. I know you've been interviewed already quite a few times about it, but we really just hope that we could get some kind of closure and some kind of justice for the family.
Right.
Will you be here in Houston on November 19th?
I'm flying in for one day.
Okay, we'll see you then, and we hope to see everybody there.
So, but the thing is, like, if people do want to speak out to their congressmen and their elected officials, they need to kind of voice and say these wimpy sentences that they're handing down, these judges are handing down to these violent offenders. It's sending a signal to the rest of the criminal, I guess, the syndicates and the people that are in organized crime or even, the low-life thugs that, you know what, the punishment isn't so bad, but the reward is so great. If I could, beat somebody up and not get caught and take all their stuff, the punishment isn't as bad. I might get bonded out or I might get paroled out early for good behavior because you're locked up and you have nothing better to do. So what you need to say is for these violent offenders, they need to come down hard on these guys. They need to send a message to them. That it's not okay to hurt people, that it's not okay to take people's lives and take people's things that they work so hard for.
Because you're absolutely right, because it is a cycle where they think they could get away with it, or they know that if they don't get away with it, they see the examples of, hey, how lax it is. We've always known the law and order. I mean, look at what happened in New York City. We 20 years ago, there has to be law and order to clean it up. Yes, there's a balance. There's always going to be argument on both sides. But these are violent crimes. These are lives that are taken. This couple murder. There's no if or what ifs about it. This cannot happen. And this happens to a family. It is devastating. It destroys families. The fact that Rich and his sister are still here is already a miracle. The fact that, some people cannot recover from this. Families cannot recover from this. And yet these criminals are reaping the benefits. They're recovering from it. They get bonded out. They can still commit more crime. They committed this crime while they were bonded out. Why are they spending time with their family? If they know, even if the case goes on, how many more years? 10 years, 20 years, they'll be out. So they get to live. What about the people that the lives were taken away, that was interrupted, that can never get back? So guys, this is fundamental change that we could discuss for days. As a training attorney, I hope you pass the bar exam. I hope you can do more and give back, and I know you want to. Rich, thank you for your time. We will reconnect again, and we hope we will be able to bring some closure in a few months to what happened to your family.
Trials will begin on December 6th, so just be on the lookout for that as well.
2月6号是开庭日，我们一定要踊跃的出庭，一定要去声援跟支持。去修正这个我们迟来的正义还是正义。Even though justice is delayed, it should still arrive. We have to show up. So 各位观众，谢谢您的收看。Rich, thank you for your time. I wish you have a great law school career, and I hope you'll be great attorney.
Thank you. Thank you, Jimmy. And
see you in a couple months.
I just have to remind everybody that, we should not go quietly. We will not go quietly.
We will not. This is a time for all of us to really band together and speak up for injustice and for this travesty. So thank you, Rich. Bye bye. 谢谢各位观众。